れたわけが今わかるラメは風になり走れさあ昨日のお前を超えてゆくんだ立ち向かえ自分より大きなものにそうさ若さは燃え尽きない流星だ
Alright folks, good morning. We have another full day of Europa Universalis 5 ahead of us. We're still in Regency after our first dude died. But the last we left off, little Giovanna, his granddaughter, was only 15 years of age. 1343-7-1. Oh, don't tell me! Save games from a different version of the game may not load properly when running the current version. There was an update this morning, which is great for all sorts of reasons. Because it is a beefy, big patch this morning that fixes or tweaks so many things. I don't think that too much should have changed to make the save completely incompatible. This is probably just a boilerplate they give because it's a different save from a different checksum. Achievement fixes, union fixes. Now, naturally, I'm not going to read out every single fix and patch because the patch includes over 350 fixes. No more free achievements. Many Crash 2 desktops have been fixed. We've had, what, 3 across 2 days? Hopefully, that means we'll get 0 from here on out. $350 bugs. Scopes for achievements. Several CTDs. Fixes to personal unions. AI union law voting, make it less spammy. A lot of the things I've looked at here are things that I haven't really interacted with yet. So, I don't think that there should be any incompatibility. I think it is just a warning that, hey, there's been an update, this is a different version, this might not work correctly, we don't know. And we're definitely not at war right now. So, it's a little bit safer. We don't gotta worry about the calculation for prosperity dropping from sieges or armies marching through being instantaneous. Italian war situation, send aid now as a cooldown. Negotiate member removal, can no longer target the Emperor of the HRE. Little Ice Age situation, starving provinces. Little Ice Age situation, enforced rationing. Blocked sea areas from being claimed or swapped in the Treaty of Tordesillas situation. Man, I wish that major international powers didn't feel as if they owned our sea zones. But yeah, it is big. This is a big, dense game, and of course, this first major patch is going to be a big, dense, major patch. So, I think it should be good. I think there's a commit mismatch for the game library. Save game commit, application commit, different branch used for the game library, commit mismatch for the clause switch library. It's basically just a checksum's not the same practically, so it's okay. We shouldn't have to restart the game 3 times in 3 days. The fatal truth, Louise must die so the country may live. Robespierre, were you speaking as a prophet? Come on, loading save game. It's just a checksum difference. It's not a totally different game right now. But it will be. Over the months and years of the game's life, I bet you that even if I stick with this game from now until 2045, let's say, that I'll probably be playing 4 or 5 different games. I forgot to get flashbangs every time. Underage heir, but only for the next few months. Little I can do but let time pass, mayhaps avoiding risking the life of our ruler in needless pursuits. Building our RGO missing employees. Do not build in locations already missing too many employees. Increase important sources for promotion speed, stability, literacy, and control. Control boosts the boost promotion speed then. For RGOs, my resource gathering operations, that's summarily in my rural lands. So clay being mined, a loom being mined, livestock being herded on the fields, olives grown, lumber being harvested. A forest getting chopped is an RGO. And that takes peasants advancing to laborers. It's not a big promotion, but it is a promotion, I guess. They both count the same for the commoner estate. Hi. Roll some Ghibellines. Force a country into your faction with the help of the force into faction Casus Belli. Conqueror cost, subjugate cost. So I can go to war to force them in. Assist members of my faction to keep hold of their tax base with diplomatic relations like alliances or guarantees. Increase my tax base. Manpower. If we're relying on regulars to fight war with low manpower, so it limits our ability to replenish our armies. Don't declare war with low manpower. I got 45 only. If we're running out of manpower to war, think about making greater use of levies, hiring mercs, or even suing for peace. So I'm not directly making use of manpower then, because I am primarily relying on levies. The following ability to gain more manpower, Sergeantry. Sergeantry, if in the capital, location benefits by 25 local crown power. Monthly manpower plus 5. Requires leather, masonry, lumber, weaponry. So you gotta get inputs to build for buildings to produce things for other buildings and armies to use. Francian Patriots, back up to 5%. $500 missing Masons and Fogay still. Fogay is really suffering depopulation. They need 500 more for their Mason, and an extra 700 laborers for the wheat. Okay, so I can do them differently. Oh, I press a little button here to choose my trades between markets. Okay. Because I was wondering yesterday if I could do more trades for the Dubrovnik market specifically. But because I didn't realize these buttons went up down for the market. Okay, what do my Dubrovnik people need? Rice, pearls, and gold. They've already got small pop needs missing. Rice or sugar? Sugar. There's gold. I don't see pearls or rice then. We'll give them some gold. They're still missing 0.02. And that's still adding to my trade profits. I've been sleeping on getting things in the Dubrovnik market. But if things keep up with yesterday's pace, Dubrovnik market might become more and more the Napoli market. We're getting some spread here in our influence. It's kind of a three-way competition here. Do the goods transfer to Naples, to Dubrovnik, to Constantinople? That's the real war of influence going on right now. For population needs. Oh, there's pearl. There's rice. What's her needs at right now? 0.02 for gold, 0.03 for pearls, 0.11 for rice. Let's try to knock out pearls first. And we still have capacity for rice. Maybe if I give it a tick and unpause, then those 0.02, 0.03, 0.11 will shift. And how was our market looking in Napoli? Anything gone rotten. By which I mean positive profits from trade, turning into negatives. People need their grains, their fruits, their furniture, their fine cloth. But if I click out, then that'll shift the demand a little, won't it? And plenty of people have sturdy grains. So I could turn this negative 0.05 into a positive pretty easily. We'll start with those, see? And then the exact same trade comes back but for a profit. So, furniture they want. Sturdy grains, sturdy grains. They need fruit. They do want fruits. They do want fine cloths. They do want fruits. Okay. Let's swap you out for this. Or for the exact same. I cancel the contract, reopen the contract. It's like threatening to cancel with Comcast. So like, please don't go. We'll give you a better rate. I don't see gems. See more fruits. Are there some gems for 2.89? I've seen the Reddit and the everything else say just automate trade, just automate trade. So much easier, just automate trade. This gives me something to do in peacetime, alright? Gives me a chance to min-max my income for the demands of my people. We got fine cloth options? No, so I'll keep this as is. 0.05, 0.05, 0.16. You going now? Okay. Also, enjoy the music while it lasts. It's very audible, very loud, very clear right now, but it's going to go so quickly. Now, the two immediate things on the agenda for today, now that we looked at these things. Where's Giovanna? Giovanni. How do I see my history of rulers? Anjou dynasty. King of Albania. Well, in a few months, Giovanna is going to come of age, will become queen, and we have a casus belli on Sicily that expires in 4 years. They could field 7,800 folks. We have the potential to raise 9,889 because of a massive depopulation from disease and getting dragged into the Pope's crusade. Oh, look at that! They're actually taking over some land. Now that the Mamluks have decided to invade into Greek islands and then got their asses kicked by me, thank you very much, and now have no defense. I'm gonna wait for a bit more because that casus belli expires in... Children can have better education. There's actually a warning for that. Leader Giovanna, there's little Giovanna. But Giovanna should be okay. It says affected children, but I can't click to open it. Diplomatic education, I think, works pretty well for her. So I'm fine with that. Andrew Andras, you have a military education. One or more children of the dynasty are following balanced education. Who? Maria is diplomatic. Filippo then? Little Filippo Anjou? Balanced education. But I can't click on him. Oh, there we go. I click on the button, not on him himself. He's 14. What kind of lad is he? He's already got as good... What is this? Administrative and diplomacy as most of my courtiers. He's rowdy. Let's try to get his military higher then. Give him a military education to fit his personality. Let's be medieval chauvinists. He's a boy after all. He's gonna become a man. No active policy. What? Start debate law is 5 prestige and 5 legitimacy. I also see that some of my monthly numbers have dipped down after the update. I'm pretty sure. Was it going down because I lowered my cost of court? But I'm fairly certain these guys weren't unhappy with me. The law of the Union determines its very nature, and if I should follow a centralized or federalized future. Didn't we get established seniority? The province issued a vote for established seniority yesterday, and we did the vote. Maybe it's because Giovanna is as of right now a little babe, and we gotta wait for her to grow up. Let's see, let's check out our money. 329 monies. Our balance, we're currently at no inflation. Commoners don't like being taxed this much. They're currently at 52.5 fondness, so let's go ahead. Give them a little bit of a rebate. 0.10 a month. You see that this bar here shows my monthly increase in money. Oh, so it did dip. I thought that I misunderstood. It did go down, but it's still going upwards. I thought that by dropping my tax, I made them like me enough to pay me more. Burgers. I want number go up. 0.20. Nobility loves me anyway. Could I tax some more? I could tax... Ah, there it goes. There's a dip. 28.8. Let's start minting out the wazoo then. Gaining 0.05 inflation per month is comfortable for me. I don't mind that. So, one thing that's also been tricky for me is proximity. We've built more roads, and so we do have better proximity spread. We're going to connect this over here, and then all that's going to be roaded up. We could possibly build a road from here to there and then connect. But I think I should build wharves and ports to help with my... Where'd it be under? To help with my maritime presence, because maritime presence also informs proximity. So where would be good places to build wharves? We could do a fishing village. Get laborers, local maritime presence plus 0.01. Local peasant power higher. Food capacity, trade capacity, market villages. How about Catanzaro? What could we build in Catanzaro? Papermaker, wharf. Proper wharf gives a harbor capacity of 10. Well, 0.10. And they've already got a wharf. Monthly sailor plus 1, trade capacity. We can only have a maximum of 1 wharf in the location. Naval Supply Guild would give me what? Naval supplies, logically. Okay, we have a wharf here, which means we cannot have a fishing village. Cutrone also has a wharf. Matera. Has no wharf in Matera. Must be a town or city for a wharf. I'll need tar, naval supplies, tools, and lumber. $50 gold to make, 38 gold to make. That's pretty cheap. That's pretty cheap. Let's build more wharfs then. Trade capacity up 2. Trade capacity and harbor capacity. I don't know if this is the most ideal strategy I should do, But I don't feel it's unwarranted to put more wharfs around for a maritime power. 38 to make. Plus it also gives +1 monthly sailor. And my monthly sailors are garbage. Lecce, I'm pretty sure, is a wharf. Brindisi. Marketplace. No wharf? No wharf. Bari. Bari has a wharf. Manfredonia. $216 gold. I basically am getting enough gold for almost a whole new wharf every month. There. We do that for a quick little investment. You know, sudden thought. What I could do is I could find the Europa Universalis 5 OST on YouTube. And then I could turn that on and just turn the in-game music to 0. And that way I have more reliable, audible in-game music. With the death of King Robert the Wise Anjou, the kingdom of Naples weeps in sorrow as the news of the king's passing spreads like a mournful whisper through its courts. The halls echo with a collective ache, for a wise and benevolent ruler has departed, leaving behind a realm draped in melancholy. Bring Francis Petrarca, the famous philosopher, to the burial is the historical option. It's only $43. Artist of the Papal States. Artistic skill is 85, with a gold icon. The biggest influence, the art quality of the work of art the artist can create. He's made no arts yet. He's available. Represents the burgers, I'm sure he'll like that. Let's call him in. Three more years of the Casus Belli. 3 years is fine. 3 years gives us time. Hey, Hordian, how's the crayon? It's the exact same crayon, Hordian. I haven't colored outside the line yet. We're gonna start coloring any day now. Hey, Onyx. Onyx, you've already been fed, baby. Don't you give me those lip-smacking looks. I fed you myself, even. You just want your post-food pets, Onyx? Oh, who's a good cat? No! Not when you step on my keyboard. You're not a good cat when you step on my keyboard, Onyx. You just want to be closer? You want a comfortable spot to sit? Onyx, do you know why my mousepad has so much cat litter on it? Has somebody been putting his cat butt on my mousepad, Onyx? You don't know what that's about, Onyx? You have no idea? Have I seen that both the US and Japan's patent offices dropped the patents Nintendo was using against Palworld in the lawsuit? Cool. Again, I've said before, right, that while it's a dickish move, and everyone else has gone, oh, Nintendo's the worst, I haven't seen it as a uniquely Nintendo thing, because like I've said before, as long as I've been alive, what big companies do, as a matter of course, is sue everybody who even very tangentially relates to their business and let the court sort it out. So, you know, no company's your friend, that's just business as usual. I never saw it as a uniquely Nintendo thing. It's just Nintendo being a more popular company because they make good games. And so when they do it, suddenly people notice. But that's basically business. I'm not saying it's good. Like I said, it is dickish. But that's just how companies breathe, you know? Companies breathe by suing everybody they can. Companies do whatever they're legally allowed to do. That is why regulation is so important. I'm actually surprised that the US patents were dropped. Because one of the critiques recently was, well, of course, the Japanese patents wouldn't hold up because they're a bit more strict about the IP. And if they have a very clear case of, well, this thing already exists, we're not going to give you the patents in America, it's supposed to be like that, but money talks a whole lot more in America. So if you're a company with good lawyers, you're likely going to get your way. So I'm honestly surprised that the American patents actually went logical this time. Rising inflation, but the inflation's not at half capacity. I can't believe it's going to take 42 months for Martinet. Increasing control, Calabria Citra. I'm seeing some 30s here. Let's move them around. We got some 14s up in here, 14s up in here, some 15s. I need to get myself a third cabinet member. Somehow, when I was doing a practice game on Tuesday night, there's the inaugural Naples we've abandoned, my practice... Oh, I guess I didn't say that after all. Sicily, get out of here. I clicked you by accident. Somehow ended up with 3 cabinet positions. Like before I unpause, I don't know what I did that got the extra. But you can get more cabinet positions as it goes on. Increased control. We'll go back up to Abruzzo. Of course, no company is our friend, right? No matter how much we like the products. Like with politics, you always gotta make sure to add pressure to companies, even if you like them. Again, just like politics. If my dream came true and we got President AOC, you know, I'd love that. But you would still want to add all sorts of public pressure on her to make sure that she sticks to the agenda and sticks to her job, right? That's a basic civic duty, and it's the same with business. Target was all right in this area, but the moment that Target went stupid, we all dropped it, and it turned out that we dropped Target nationwide, and now they're fumbling. They are up to their necks drowning. But there are things that Nintendo I do admire, like they're one of the few companies, especially Japanese technology gaming companies, they love AI. And Nintendo's one that very firmly has been, no, we're not going to do this. AI does not align with our artistic visions. AI is not a technology we want to use. So, things you could hate about a company, things you could admire about it, but at the end of the day, they're there for money. So, even if they make Zelda games, you gotta treat it like a business and put that pressure on. And not get too heartbroken when it turns out, surprise, surprise, businessmen think with their pocketbooks first. And they will make dumb decisions. Well, I guess it's dumb for us. You and I are human, Hordian. The reason why companies and large companies in general love to throw lawyers at everything is because it works. Money talks. Judges listen to lawyers because they listen to the money. Speak for yourself, you're a bunny. Little bunny Hordian, pet. I can't head pat too hard on the camera because all this thin bar of numbers I have to pay attention to, that's right on the bevel of the screen, which means that's exactly where the camera is supposed to clasp on to. The camera's supposed to be like this on the bevel, but because my information is there, I have the camera perched on the very, very top. So I can't be too rough with it now. Francisco Petrarca has joined the court. Your webcam's over the clock, you gotta move it sometimes. Sometimes, Hordian, because it's on the clock. I would like a better layout for things. It's very basic here. I have the desk, keyboard, screen, computer, tablet. And because of cable length and space availability, the best place for the camera is directly on top of the monitor. Could we do anything with our artist? We could ennoble him. Nobility loses estate satisfaction if we make him a noble. We could make him marry a noble. Commission art. 349 to commission art. Damn. Damn. That's a whole war chest. Camarino no longer in the Guelphs. That's okay, we're gonna take over Sicily. And that's gonna be a Ghibelline we're going to harm very much. We now have more road. We got road linking over here. So, if we want to look at our proximity, we can get people over, but even though we have a road going over here, the proximity is still so bad. Proximity of Martinet to the nearest source. Man, we can't even make... We have a road going from Iandri to Barlet, but none to Bare directly. I thought, like, I got a road going to Falgate, right? I thought that if I have a road going to Falgate, it could radiate out pretty easily. I gotta build so many roads. But hey, we do have a big network of roads, and we are building wharfs in places. We already have a wharf here, even. So if we build a road from here to here, and we have a wharf here, what would be the impact for my proximity then? Because I do want to get proximity better. I think that's one thing I am failing on. $106 for a gravel road to Bare. Let's see if it helps. These are investments. These are time investments. Hey, there's a pope. Clergy is losing some fondness per month, but that's alright. They're at 73. I think that's just decaying towards a more neutral 70. Advanced research. Revoke privileges and embrace institution cost. What should be our next research then? We don't have any of these innovations found yet. The Renaissance hasn't reached Naples. Banking hasn't reached Naples. Professional armies haven't reached Naples. Thank goodness, that costs more money and more manpower than I got. So what do I want to build toward? Improved relations plus 10%, loyalty of subjects, navy morale, army morale. Noble estate, satisfaction, equilibrium. We can give an extra 2.5%. A special advance due to monarchy. Special advance because we decided on military abilities for this age. Oh, but that's not on my tree. Morale recovery speed, peasant levy. I don't think I want peasant levy though, but don't we already have peasant levy as a law for this country? Military law is already on peasant levies. That's unlocking a thing I've already got. So that's a waste. That's actually a waste then. Morale recovery, initiative 20%. Blockade efficiency, prosperity recovery. Navy initiative, change policy costs, a little bit cheaper. Expanding raw materials time. How much time it takes to expand the amount of pops gathering raw goods in all locations of the country. That sounds pretty good. Construction speed. Fort limits up. Disembark speed. Naval damage. Naval tradition. Diplomatic annexation cost. Max literacy of nobles. Cheaper expected court cost. Burgher literacy, clergy literacy, food production, maximum RGO size. City rights cost, inquisition law, trade advantage, maritime trade advantage plus 0.02. I think the way this is designed, they don't intend you to get everything, right? They intend you to go for what fits your playstyle. I think for now, I do want more levy size. Which means I'll need levy size, non-culture levy size, cavalry power, tolerance for heretics, literacy for clergy, food production, mills, and grant privileges cost. That is a lot. That is a huge investment of time. That means I won't be getting a whole bunch of other stuff that would be really cool. I do like the sound of the Mediterranean galley. It's got 9 cannons and 7 hull, so it's actually an upgrade over the cog. I'll need 1, 2, 3 to 4. Let's do it. Mediterranean galley? Primarily propelled by oars, 25 pairs, manned up for 3 men each. Less dependent on wind gauges compared to sailing ships, maneuverability made them a feared adversary. Eventually, the galley went out of regular use with the introduction of more advanced ocean-going men of war, but remained useful in shallow waters for the 18th century. Our navy's pretty alright. But I do want levy size up too. Let's go for the boats for now. It's gonna take forever to get to the navy size anyway. Inefficient minting, only 61.07 due to lack of needed goods. They're missing too many sturdy grains. Too much fruit, too much furniture, too much fine cloth missing. How's Sicily looking? 7,009. They are getting stronger by the day. But then, so am I. 10,300 for my levies. We'll wait till Giovanna's birthday. The invasion of Sicily will be her birthday present. Plus, I want to put up more of a war chest. Let's see, we got 7 boats. They got 4 boats. 3 galleys, 1 transport. Among their galleys, they could choose a canoe or a traditional galley. I should probably make more boats too. Let me see. We have 2 cogs by default. We got 5 traditional galleys. They try to keep up with us on the galleys. Galleys are good. They're better than cogs. Cogs got... They got 9 hull, which is better defense, but only 3 cannon. Traditional galleys have 6 hull. It's not a huge drop. But 8 cannon. The firepower potential is so much greater. It'd be foolish to take the cog instead. Where's build 2? Build 2 navy? More traditional galleys? I can't though. Maximum sailors is poo. Maximum sailors is so poo right now. One more month for Giovanna. My per month is getting lower. My people have started to hate me more. Is it because they don't want to be too high above 50? And so it becomes 0? 0? 0? Minting's only at partial capacity. We'll mint for a little bit more, then drop it. Wait, hiring mercenaries is costing me money? I thought I sent these guys out to be a mercenary to make money for me. We could suppress rebels with this population. Gotta love reading the mechanics wrong and fumbling. I don't know if that's right though. Maybe this is one thing that got hiccuped with what is it, with the new updates? Cause these guys aren't hired mercenaries. We cannot recruit our own army as mercenaries. If I delist them, there's no mercenary units immediately available. No longer mercenaries. And there goes the mercenaries cost. Give 12 more hours, I'll be acing this campaign? I don't know about that. 12 hours and I might take over Sicily. Almost halfway through December. There's a British GF's birthday, now it's gone. Shoutouts to JC, springtime, sky situations, but somehow birthdays in late December. Boyfriend's younger brother birthday. Boyfriend's birthday. And now Giovanna. A new queen. Queen Giovanna Anjou will now rule our glorious country. Her Majesty's great cunning and silver... Don't you talk about my queen's great cunning. She's only 16. And silver tongue shall aid us in forming strong alliance with our friends. Following abilities, 31 administration, 60 diplomacy, 57 martial. It's not the best stats, but it's alright. No active policy. For whatever reason. Let me put a little safety save here because I'm still understanding the mechanics, or learning the mechanics, trying to understand them. I'm allowed to hop around a bit for still learning the game. Province had proposed established seniority, and we voted yes, and so we got established seniority. So I don't know if that vanished because of new update, or if that vanished because what's-his-face died, and so we were in Regency. But she was still the leader of the Neapolitan Provincial Union. It was still the same folk, so did the Regency make that go away? Or did the update? Hundred 90 votes. Naples voted yes. There are 130 or so potential votes. We're gonna get our seniority again. Crown Princess Maria Anjou is a mere child of 15 and can't become a ruler until she's an adult. That's fine. Speaking of which, my little spouse, cousin Andrew Andrus, he has worse stats than I do. But he's got his military. Appoint him as general, he'd be so bad at the job. We could abdicate. If we had 100 prestige, we could abdicate. Okay, where's my siblings? You're gregarious. And we are gallant. Remaining ruling time to get the next trade 11 months, 10 years, 25 years. Okay, so we'll build up our 3 traits as time goes on in our reign. $10,500. 8,000. It's pretty tight. They've made rivals of Tunis and Tlemclem. That's no good. That means Tunis, if their ambitions go overseas, might seek a little bit of Sicily grab of their own. I don't want that. I want Sicily for me. Guaranteed by the Papal States in Aragon. Let's put up a bit more cash first, get to 200. Oh, my birthday passed by. It's 5 days ago. The burghers complain. The burghers, representing the rising class of merchants and urban dwellers, have voiced their grievances about the clear favoritism towards the nobility displayed by our kingdom. They argue that policies supporting the traditional privileges of the aristocracy come at the expense of burgeoning urban economy, stifling trade, innovation, the growth of cities. These complaints have grown louder, with prominent members of the burghers highlighting the imbalance as a threat to the prosperity of the kingdom. As tensions rise, we must decide whether to continue appeasing the nobility or shift our policies to addressing the demands of the burghers, risking the ire of the aristocracy in the process. So currently, everybody is at least above 50. The burghers like me a whole lot more than nobilities do, but they're all at a good equilibrium. The burghers have so little power. The nobility has 1/3 power in the country, and the crown has the most power of all. Burghers lose 10 estate satisfaction, and we gain prestige, or dwindling prestige will go up to 29. More cultural influence, antagonism change, diplomatic reputation, market attraction. Maybe we could help. Change societal value by +5 towards plutocracy, currently 60 towards aristocracy, and burghers gain more satisfaction. Plutocracy would give us noble power is +30 in an aristocracy. There's more discipline, which is good for armies. I'm hovering over plutocracy, but it's just showing aristocracy. There we go, plutocracy. When plutocracy is dominant. So, eventually we'll have +50 noble power at the max. But if plutocracy is dominant, it scales up to burgher power 150, trade efficiency up, cost of court cheaper. I think I do want them to favor the plutocrats. Somehow. We gotta try to crimp the power of the nobility and put it back in the hand of the richer business people. Not the commoners, no way. I think if I were to make some kind of... If I could just remold this out of clay, right, and shape it to my image in a day, we could convert the nobility into a smaller class of elite landed military, maybe. They could maintain their military dominance, go for quantity over peasant levies, or quality over peasant levies, while more of the powers of the state and commerce goes to the, the actual people, the burghers, eventually the commoners. But you can't do it overnight. You gotta... This is a game of centuries. -1 on our sailors still. $39 more months for Martinique to get its people. I want this depopulation to never happen again. 2.2 million is still so low. I'm 4 million people down. 4 million, or not 4 million. 400,000 people. 0.4 million. I have a deficit of 0.4 million people. That is embarrassing. The husband's crown? Consort Anjou Andres is not satisfied with his position in the Neapolitan court. He is a royal consort, but the will of the old King Robert the Wise Anjou gives full powers to the queen, leaving him a mere figurehead. Consort Andres wants to ask Pope Clemens VI for a papal dispensation that corrects this grave mistake and makes his title equal to Queen Giovanna's. The historical option is he has a right to complain. He and the queens are equal, which makes Andres the new ruler. We spend money to replace our queen with 31, 60, 57 stats, with her husband with 30, 28, 58. Nuh-uh. If the will of the old king said the powers go to his granddaughter, then so be it. If he truly loved me, then he would use his power as First Lady to help the realm from behind the throne. He could be the power behind the throne. You know, a decent man would kill for that. Consort Andres will remember this insult. Kingdom of Hungary lose 25 opinion of the Kingdom of Naples. I suppose if you were more ambitious. He's not heir to anything, though. He is heir to Croatia. If we were more ambitious, we could possibly try to play this inheritance game to link Naples, Croatia, and Hungary. And if we don't become a Mediterranean power, we could become a Adriatic and Carpathian power. But sorry, hubby, your stats suck. And instead of a Hungarian ruling over the that's population, cultures. Instead of a Hungarian ruling over the Neapolitan, we'll have a born and raised Neapolitan ruling over her people. I'm sure that's gotta add some kind of population happiness, wouldn't it? If their queen is of their people. Sorry, Hungary. Sorry, hubby bubby. Little hubby wubby bubby. If he's so upset, I'll make him a general at some point. If we get a third cabinet position, it only costs 5 stability to change a cabinet seat. 40 is alright. If I were to change out... Oh, I can't put any royal, I can't put any crown influence on there. We got no crown courtiers that want to be on the cabinet? Oh. So I guess I get to keep my 40 stability for now after all. How's our inflation looking? 4.4. That's more than I usually let it get to. Still making 29 a month. There, in 10 months, it'll go back down to 0.03. This is okay, I think. Look at that. We have our dips, right? The point on the left is the very first day of the game. Even with all of our dips, we're still making more money hand over fist as time goes on. Let's see how my trades are doing. We can't add more trades in the Naples market. We could add more trades in the Dubrovnik market. Who's missing what in Dubrovnik? Fine cloth, rice, and pearls. Fine cloth, 2.76. Gold and pearls have gone rotten. Pearls, 0.6. There. Better money that way. Current trades. What I would give to make these missing goods completely go away. Naples market. We can get better fine cloth than that. Bruges, get out of here. Barcelona, get out of here. I'm basically just resetting these to make the prices better. Maybe after a tick, the price will go back down. Sturdy grains. There. Even with dropping my minting to counteract inflation, I'm still back up in the 30s. Money making is fun. I could automate it, but then I'd miss out on this. Fruits, 0.84. Sorry, Tunisian fruits. We're gonna go for those Alessandria fruits now. Tar, we have any decent tar around here? Coal, fish, then no. $20 current trades. Okay. %, those Francian Patriots. How's controlled in Abruzzi? Pretty decent. So let's do a crackdown then. We got too many. Plus 101%. We'll set him, because he's the military man, for rebel crackdown. I guess 3.5 and 6 is the biggest thing. We have a lot of Orthodox folks. Has a support of 76,000 pops. 76,000 Greco-Orthodox peasants want to rise up. And I guess if it's only 966 Frankian patriots, that's not a whole lot either. 76,000 is bigger than my army, though. That's just to support the population. Probably not all going to rise up as rebels themselves. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk not doing anything with that. Let's raise control here. What am I doing? To put to work? Wrong button. Increase province control. Wouldn't it be nice if this music stayed for the entirety of the game? Maybe not this song in particular, but like music in general. Why don't you hear that? It stopped one song, went straight to the next. Except when I pause, the music pauses too. What's up with that? So is zero density the play right away option? Got over a year to go for all these warps. Family secret. The first time, the Anjou brushed it off. When it happens a second and third time, one does begin to wonder, why are people laughing when they think no one can hear them? After some investigation, an answer is finally obtained from a chambermaid. It appears that Crown Princess Maria has been running around town in a most unchristian fashion, and the royal family is now becoming the laughingstock of Europe. Scold her publicly, lose 20 prestige. I've only got 19 prestige. The Anjou do not concern themselves with such trivial matters. Lose 5 legitimacy. I've got 84. I could be happy with that. 79 legitimacy is still alright. Though my sister and I will have to have a talkin'. Okay, I'm frightened, but I think it's time. We can't just stare at the same map forever, right? We got 10,700 levies we could raise. Mercenaries to choose from. That costs way too much. Sicily has 8,000. How's Achaia looking? Garbage. There's decent reinforcements coming out of Athens. Garbage, garbage. So it's basically Sicily and Naples duking it out alone. I'm gonna have to try to do it. We put a safety save because I'm still practicing, but I'm not gonna go back to the very start of the war. But I think it's time. I really think it's time. Let's do it. Sicily. Hostile actions. Declare war. We got some lag going on here. Don't crash on me. Maybe putting the save down is a good idea. Just to prevent the game breaking. Look at that freeze. It's actually frozen on me. I got the hourglass mouse icon. I'm not going to touch anything. The game is taking its time to think. Is trying to untangle stuff. Okay. The game did not break. It had to wait till it already had blue sky up. Well, now you have to wait on me, game, now that I've waited on you. Cool art, cool art, cool art. More cool art, I see a cool art, I press a like, see a cool art, I press a like. Fine, you're so lucky. Game. But I was already caught up on things. Aragorn and Papal States won't join him. My allies Aragon and Papal States won't join me. They do not want any land for the enemy leader. Achaia and Albania, with their garbage armies joining. Athens, Neopatria, Salona, with their garbage armies joining. Take Val di Demena. And the rest of Sicily if I can. We're only slightly stronger. See, that's what I dislike. We have such a similarity in our armies. But I don't really have valid allies I can call on. Hey, Cagliari has broken off of Aragon. Maybe what I'll do is take Sicily, then hook up Sardinia, Corsica, and not just become the southern Italian power, but the western Italian too. Naples shall control the sea. Well, we in Venice are also kind of spread out as they historically are. Gonna do it. Gonna do it. Let's hope our preparations are enough. Diplomacy is not the time. Raise levies. Raise all my levies. Alright, let's the balance has gone up. Our army, navy. We'll put fort down because we don't need it. Blocked vision, blocked vision. We gotta wait for our morale to come up too before we start engaging in fights, but it will. Nine more days to raise my armies. There goes our boats. Chase them. They think they can get the... Oh, hold on. Turn back around. First naval battle of the game. Not the gate. Don't you start... Oh, we got them. We got them. Total casualties, 2 and 2. Luigi Anjou, heir to Albania, gained the Buccaneer trait. The Admiral's a Buccaneer. Is that all my armies? Okay. It's not a whole lot of armies. Let's start marching down to Messina. Get some good generals in here. We do have some very good generals. Capitan Luigi Colonna, 69, 62, 70. Capitan Adam Di Gaeta, 22, 80, 98. A Glory Seeker. Fifth Army, won't worry about too much. Third Army. Consort Anjou. I know exactly what I'm gonna do with him. 47, 57, 74, 60, 60s, 40. Morale, initiative, consumption, siege ability, logistical distance. And for the 5th Army, I guess the 5th Army has Robert Angio. 5th Army has these dudes here. Andrew Andrus, you wanted to be more than a figurehead. You will lead my armies. That's gotta make him happy, right? Was that? That's not 30 boats. Oh, it is 30 boats. They got fleet levies too. No naval levies to raise. Let me quickly check on my... Okay, bitrate's doing decent. How do I not have any fleet levies? I've wasted them all on the crusade I'm not even participating in anymore. Let's have everybody go here. And I guess we'll use these boats to pick these guys up. They're too far away to really do anything right now. "30 boats! With their 7,000 troop. Okay, let's get all of these guys together then. They're trying to use boats to get their armies over. So we gotta play defensively for a little bit today. They're going straight for the capital, is what they're doing. Which is gonna gut my prosperity. No, they're bringing guys down over here. They're marching to over here. To Policastro. This could be good, though. We're gonna gut... They're hiding up in the mountains. Going down to my hill terrain area, which should be my defensive hills. Where's the embark button? Embark army. This is all their army. If we kill them now, we basically have free reign in Sicily. They're trying to go for Bari first. On the plains. Alright. We don't have maximum morale yet, but... that dip in morale is not working to our favor. If we kill them, good. Come on, troops! Battle 1, 1,000 casualties, almost 2,000 casualties. That's no good, man. We gained war exhaustion. We gained a little bit more prestige and experience and army tradition. They gained 12 army tradition. Failure has helped them a lot more than success. Well, look at that. 9,800 armies to 5,000. They have no chance to survive now. We could request aid to join a war against the Ghibellians. There are more Guelphs than Ghibellines right now. This really is just us in the south, carving up the middle, a little bit in the west, versus the north, basically. This is a north versus south situation. Even though I'm the leader of the Guelphs, I feel confident that I do not require the aid of my fellows, that they should protect themselves against the enemies that they are surrounded with. Look at them just chasing after each other. We got a party going on here. Do they still have 40 boats hiding around somewhere? 34 boats. Oh, there's Athens going after Achaia. You know what? I want to use 1, 2, 3, 4 to change my game speed, but instead it's this bar down here that opens up whatever I pin there. It doesn't have to be these situations. I could pin down, like if I press Control Sicily. Or is it... Or press Control 1? Yeah. Press Sicily, Control 1. Every time I press 1, Sicily pops up. We are much stronger than them! And then going all the way across the keyboard to press plus or minus to change speed is also pretty... I wouldn't say taxing, but it's not ideal for me. So how about we change those controls to input bindings. Speed 1, 2, 3, 4. KP 1, 2, 3, 4? What's KP? Is that my numpad? Yeah, numpad. They do realize I have my hand on the mouse, right? That's more right side of the keyboard stuff. I like having things on my left side. Apparently, I'm the weirdest lefty in the world. I like the default keyboard setup, where it's keyboard on the left hand, mouse on the right hand, and a whole lot of primary keyboard interactions on the left side of the keyboard. That's great for me, because that means my more dexterous left hand can dance around doing all the stuff it needs to do. My stronger pinky finger dancing between control and shift or whatever, while my thumb taps away at space. And my less dexterous right hand could amble around, controlling movement and camera. You know, this is great for me. This is perfect. But there are some left-handed people that want it backwards. They want their good left hand on a left-handed mouse just doing this, and their less dexterous right hand doing keyboard controls with IJKL, OP, U. Nah, you don't want this hand. You want this hand. You want the dancer. You want the spider. You don't want. For us lefties, the right-handed folk did a disservice to themselves by giving us a keyboard mouse advantage. Where's the numpad stuff? Or not the numpad stuff. Can I not change the... It seems I can't change that 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes for the things at the bottom. So how about I change speed up, speed down to mouse button and mouse button. It's not working. What the heck? It's... Huh. Is that like a previous window, next window thing? What else is mouse X2, X1 assigned to then? Because I pressed... That's X2. Yeah, mouse X... No. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay, there we go. That's a more comfortable way of changing the game speed than reach it across the window or reach across the keyboard. They're gonna have some good defense here. It's a mountain. It's across the channel. So, I'm gonna wait here and then cross. I don't want them to have the advantage from straight crossing, from mountains. I want them to have the chance to move first. And would you look at that? This is so cool. It's a province next door, but it's still invisible to me. Blocked vision, fog of war. Mountains topography. They could hide in the mountains. That's no good. That's what I wanted to avoid. 8,000. Straight crossing. Mountains. They were waiting for me. They're completely gutting my morale, but we got them down. It's a tight race. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Battle of Messina lost. Okay. I'm gonna be Big Baby and reload here. I'm using my still learning the game allowance to reload here. If I was, for normal streams, right, I don't like having to reload on battles. I like taking the losses of the victories. It makes it more exciting. But because one, it's a brand new game and we have to relearn it from scratch. And two, it's a very slow-paced game. So if we take this loss now, we're gonna be on this for an entire year, just try to take Sicily. Not an in-game year, a real-life one. So I'm gonna be the baby. I'm gonna be the baby and reload there. But I don't think they're gonna move anyway. I think that they want to sit on Messina because that'd be the smart thing to do. If I was the AI, if I was them, I would They're an island that's covered in mountain. It's defensive. Ah, no! The autosave was there. Well, we're gonna be double baby then. We're gonna be double extra size baby. And go back to the year before. But you see, that's exactly what I was talking about, right? That I want to give them time to move because they're gonna have the advantage of the mountain, they're gonna have the advantage of the straight crossing, crippling my army. So I should have put a safety save beforehand. I was hoping they would move, but the smart play really is just sit, wait. That's not now. Well, look at that, though. They somehow got a third cabinet slot. This was... I got the wrong safety save. The wrong save, right? Wrong autosave. This is from the practice round I was doing when the king you started out as in Naples had died really early. Then Hungary inherited. And so we got a triple union here of Naples, Croatia, and Hungary. And somehow that got a third cabinet position. So I guess you're going back to before the start of the war then. I know it's not the most exciting thing, doing reloads and a battle doesn't go my way. But again, it's learning process. I could learn to sit and wait for manpower and levies to slowly recover after a miscalculation some other time. We gotta make more progress beyond staring at Naples and waiting for roads to build. I don't see why this has to be click on this tiny button over here, and not this entire banner as a clickable button. Or why this isn't a clickable button, instead it's a little tiny bleep. Okay, from the top, we don't need fort maintenance because they're not going for our forts. But I do need all my levies. All my levies. It's a shame we haven't got fleet levies to work with. Because I have no sailors at all, I guess. Then my participation in the crusade with the Pope took every other boat I could have raised. Hey, Swedish guy. Not enough first-person gore? Well, there's gonna be plenty of gore in general, at least. No naval levies to raise. "12 days to raise my armies." He might do the same as last time and start heading towards Bari. Is Luigi still going to prove himself to be a buccaneer? Six more days. Oh, I let him escape! They're suffering ocean attrition. Where are they going? Spartivento Cape? Oh, they're heading here. We'll wait for them then. One day, there we go, there's my armies. My pitiful, meager 10,000 something armies. $30 boats. Should I actually risk trying to take on 31 boats with my 7 galleys? A lot of them are peasants. He got a ton of fishing boats. It's a lot of fishing boats to overwhelm with, right? "30 transports. Has flanking ability. Combat speed, combat initiative, no frontage. All he's got are transport ships, but I don't really trust it at all. Now who's gonna lead my armies? 5th Army, get out of here. The 1st Army of 6,000 in size. Movement speed, discipline, combat speed, morale, initiative, food consumption, logistics distance. Maybe I'll just have Capitano Luigi merge all these armies. If he's waiting to move these 7,000 armies by boat, maybe the smart play then is to go to Messina first and have him try to come to us. I don't think my 7 boats are going to survive 30 fishing boats. We could test it, but it doesn't seem very likely to me. We'll bait them. He doesn't want to leave harbor, so maybe the fact that I'm sitting here is discouraging him. Oh, what's he doing? He's on the move? He's on the move. He wants to forsake the boats and go to Messina to wait. These guys will take forever. Just get on the boat. Alliance broken? Papa! Papa broke their alliance with me this time. Oh boy. Stay put. Set to lose now, are we? Because we got no commander for 1. Gaeta. We'll let you be general here. I don't like the prospects here. Because these guys are so far away, morale is still at half. We don't have the time to run. 16th of April. 14th of April. He'll have to do as best as he can and hold out. Well, this is a kick in the nuts. What a shitty start to the war. Where are these guys headed to? To over there? We'll go pick them up. Bigger casualties than them. That's definitely not to my advantage. Wait. No, was that a loss? From 4 battles minus 15. Seriously? Oh, that's not right. That's not right at all. Folks, we're gonna keep on hopping over till we get this right. I'm gonna be that petty. Should I use foreknowledge and put my boats where I know his boats are going to be now? I don't want to use foreknowledge to my advantage here. I know it's not very fun when you reload over a bad draw, but... get out of here. Tiny button, tiny button. Okay, we gotta wait for morale to raise. It's gonna take a while. "12 days for levies." Let's wait here for now, though. Actually, go back. Boat stars still be fast at least. It's not like Imperator Rome, where boats were so slow to balance the move speed. And then everybody else is gonna make that slow walk forward. We'll put them close enough to all get together, but not so close that if these guys decide to go on the offensive, they're not gonna get jumped individually. Oh yeah, I forgot to drop my fort maintenance. I don't need that right now. Because they don't go for my forts. Unused trade capacity. Alright, let's see what's rotten first. Tar, gems. These will pop right back up as soon as I cancel them. For population needs, what do my pops want? Fruit, furniture, but what's this gold about? Nobody wants gems, they want grains. I like how it takes them a while to march to the sea. Papa, why? I thought we were a good pope. They have 200 opinion of me, and they've chosen to break alliance. Naples is at war, gives a minus 100, so we could redo the alliance after the war. Coast Spy, thank you for the follow. Sorry that you're catching me on a aw man, sucky battle reload, aw man, sucky battle reload kind of streak right now. It's not all entirely from the desire to have things go perfectly every single time. It's simply one, still learning the game, and its nuances over other Paradox games, and two, if I don't get Sicily, it's going to be 500 more hours of staring at Naples, building roads, stare at Naples, building... We gotta do something different. We gotta get, you know, a little something under our belt. And there they go. They've chosen foolishly to come to my side of the mountain. Which means, when we go for Messina, man, the first time, we kicked their ass at Bari, followed them down, stopped over here, thought, oh no, if I cross this strait, I'm gonna get straight crossing penalty. They're in the mountains, they're gonna get defensive benefits. I'm gonna wait for a little, for them to clear out, and then cross. But they were smart. They were smart, and they waited in their defensive mountains for me to cripple my armies with straight crossing first. They're 1, 2 away. How long do they get here? 18 April? 16 April, 18 April? That's in 2 days. Alright. Let's merge everybody together then. Hey Mace, what's up? Mason, I'm not like you, deaf when you have headphones on. I could hear you.
Well, my headphones are noise canceling. Anyways, I saw stuff saying that the Republican Party is now suing over Prop 50.
Yeah, that's old news, Mason.
They're saying that it's racist. Of course, the
Mason. Mason.
Old news. It's literally today, Vincent.
I know, that's Mason. They were talking about that from the moment that Prop 50 passed. I'm on Blue Sky, Mason. I get news faster than it takes for your TikTok people to make videos.
Hey, I won't talk to you.
You can be grumpy sometimes. Okay. Many armies is nice because it can make people happy by giving them many generalships. But war is serious biz. Let's just merge them all together. And while 38, 44, 58, with Roberto representing the crown interest, is nice in peacetime, should I go for 69, 62, 70? Goal-oriented, so he's got more move speed. 22 weakens his logistics distance, siege ability, possible frontage, correct section chance. For better morale, better initiative, less food consumption, more movement speed, better discipline, combat speed. Better discipline and combat speed. He still gets green on correct section and possible frontage. Inspirational leader, morale recovery speed, battlefield medic reinforcement speed. I think we'll go with 228098. Capitan Adam. Now there is a complication that my morale is not at max, but neither is theirs. They'll arrive 21 April. So in 3 days. Hilly? Of course, Hilly. Possible frontage -3. Half the unit movement cost for units. Attacker penalty in combat +1. Oh, sure, but Cutrone is flatland. We're not gonna get the home advantage in getting there first, are we? Arrive at the 21st of April? Arrive on the 21st of April? The terrain to their benefit. And they have slightly higher morale. Oh, their guy stinks. They got nearly double our administration, which means they're going to have better frontage chance, better correct section chance. We'll kick their ass on everything else. It is very likely they say, but with how many casualties? Now, I thought I had the settings to slowing down when battle starts. Or is it under? When war starts, slowest speed? Oh, when a selected unit enters combat. So it's not every battle that slows down the game. If I had them highlighted like this, and the battle started, then it would go down to the slowest speed. But it seems like when the battle's highlighted, I'm not allowed to raise the speed beyond the bare minimum. If I really wanted to watch the numbers. Now, I might not be a big Europa Universalis guy, but I am a major Crusader Kings 2 guy, and while Crusader Kings 3 might have super simplified the war game, I'm still quite familiar with front, left, right flanks, and the major disadvantages that could happen if one of your flanks break and suddenly got two guys aiming at the same flank. They're losing, that's them, right? They're losing more than we are. But the fact that our morale is already so... What's the 0 here? No reserves. Oh, we're gonna break flank there. They're gonna gang up on the center. Ganging up on the center. You know, this is pretty cool. Crusader Kings 3 might have been a super oversimplification of the simulation. But if we got this kind of three-front thing that's more similar to Crusader Kings 2 and other traditional Paradox games, we cut off 2,000 of theirs at a cost of 1,000 of ours. 4,000 is pretty nice. 9,900 against 4,008. They're definitely going to start... What is it? Reinforcing here. You know, how I used to play Crusader Kings 2 when I was still learning the game, before getting super pro at it, did mean doing things like pause or save the game, go over here, bad thing happened, reload the game, go over here, bad thing happened, reload the game. But, we're not gonna do that this time. We're still learning the game, but we have enough familiarity from Crusader Kings, from Imperator especially. Fraticelli sympathizers, yet another letter from Pope Clemens has arrived today, once again pleading Queen Giovanna Anjou to cease with the sympathy she has for the Fraticelli heretics. Though the previous letters had mixed results, perhaps this time the Queen will have a change of heart. We have some historical events happening here. Under the rule of King Robert of Anjou, the King of Naples was a safe haven for the Fraticelli. The Pope directed several letters to Robert in 1325, 1327, 1330, and 1331. But all of them failed at having the king imprison or limit the freedom of the Fraticelli in his domain. One of the Neapolitan courtiers, Philip of Mallorca, was openly sympathetic towards the spiritual Franciscans, and even openly condemned the papacy. We are on the side of the Guelphs. This means we should be on the side of the Pope, but that's only in as far as do we support the Pope for Italian independence, or cater to the Holy Roman Emperor for spiritual independence. We could ignore the letters, gain Fraticelli sympathy 25 years, clergy power is down, but town and city migration attraction gets a +10. Well, plus 0.10. We have suffered major depopulation, we still haven't recovered from it. And we're at war. Natural disaster with tectonic shifts. And then a smallpox outbreak. War is the smallest population drop among those two. Migration. Town and city migration attraction does mean we get more hands available. Societal values towards innovative. Traditional at max would give. It works towards a state satisfaction equilibrium with tradition. Institution costs more expensive, culture traditions better, stability investment costs cheaper. Stability investment costs cheaper. We get to be more stable as a country if we're staunch fogies. With innovative, institutions become cheaper to embrace. Cultural influence gets doubled as opposed to cultural tradition. Cultural influence. The attack power of a culture in the context of a culture war. How impressive it is to other cultures. Its reach beyond its own borders. Whereas tradition, the defensive power of a culture in the context of a culture war. Literacy goes up. Innovation makes literacy and thus technological research easier, but stability becomes more expensive. Whatever Pope Clemens wishes gives us more religious influence. Philippe de Barcelona dies. Philippe! Is there a way for me to check my... There's no real way to check my courtiers, though. Wait. He's already dead. Died 5 years ago. Philippe. Gain more religious influence. And papal states gain more opinion of us. At the cost of somebody who's been dead staying dead. Unless there's any real risk of excommunication to worry about. As far as I know, this guy still likes... Yeah, they got a 200 opinion of us. I don't think he's going to excommunicate me anytime soon. Plus, we are still the largest dominant power of the Guelphs, maintaining his independence of the Emperor in Germany. Well, I guess in Upper Bavaria. I think right now I've got the political power to ignore him. Build a little bit towards innovative. Basically, we're so far into tradition right now, 27 in tradition, building towards tradition, that instead of improving my innovative benefits, all I'd be really doing is weakening the traditional benefits that I have. But I want the town and city migration attraction. Maybe it's not just people from my rural lands going to the cities and towns, but people from outside coming to Naples too. Three years for these to fill up. I'm gonna ignore him. Sorry, Pops. Now, we have a little bit of risk-reward thing going here. We were kicking their ass in Bari before the first attempt around. Chased them down. Wanted to wait, crossed the strait too early, and got both my nuts kicked in. One was a foot of straight crossing, the other was a foot of defenders in the mountain. But they're at 0 morale. We're hot on their tail. Messina is right there. Even if we get the straight crossing penalty, and they get defending and mountains advantage, it'd still be practically 0 morale on all their flanks, versus a bit over half morale. I think it'd be worth chasing them into the mountains. We could possibly destroy their armies. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play the foolish maneuver. I think it's worth getting the straight crossing penalty and attacking into defenders in the mountains. And I'm still sitting at 7 boats versus 31 here. But it's primarily transport. They got 1 regulars, 30 transport boats, practically fishing boats, all of them. Messina on the 12th of May. Messina on the 12th of May. Right on their heels. Oh, look at that! Because the game does have... Always cheating, might as well make it go along the way, make it go all the way? Nah, Swedish guy. I'm giving myself a whole lot of mulligans for the learning process. It's baby's first week after all. The innovation of putting actual hours into the game. So we get here at 9 in the morning. They get there, 9 in the morning. So it's basically going to be tied still. 0 out of 3.858 morale, changing by 0.00. When I said we were hot on their tail, I didn't realize we were taking the same hovercraft across the strait. Hey, Onyx. Careful, Onyx, you're kind of blocking me here. Yeah, I see you, baby, I see you. Maybe their morale is so low that they're still in retreat mode, and thus there won't be a battle at Messina? Oh, that's kind of disappointing then. We actually beat them home first. Hey, surprise, motherfucker. But it has been a couple of hours, so let me grab myself a BRB real quick, make myself some more tea, cycle my fluids. Go to Grumpy BF, a little bit less grumpy. The thing they don't warn you about dating bratty bottoms is that brats tend to be a little bit bratty. So enjoy the really high octane soundtrack of Europa Universalis 5. And I'll be back momentarily. Come on, Onyx. Man, the soundtrack is something else, huh? Okay, it turns out what Onyx wanted was his lunch, even though he was given his lunch already. But Onyx still likes to eat on his own schedule, so I opened the door and he had a full bowl. I gave him his food over 2 hours ago, and he thought, don't ruin it, the music was so good. If you squint your ears, there's actually... I actually hear a few ethereal notes. We do have the music over on max volume for everything. I don't know. I think maybe what happened, right? Like the whole reason why games have... What is it? Like the brightness meter that you get to toggle instead of just having one brightness ideal for the game is because there's no such thing as an ideal brightness. The conditions and computers that people make games with are going to be different from the conditions and computers that people play with at home. So instead of trying to feudally make one standard for everybody, like, you know what, you got different computers, here you go. Maybe over in Tinto, they had really hi-fi audio setups for their game-making stuff, really spoil the crew for this capstone game that Paradox is putting out. And as a consequence, they've built the audio for their hi-fi, high-end audio setups that work, and don't realize the rest of us are playing with cheap speakers, cheap headphones. The ambient noise is alright, but I find that the music is often on a similar or lower level to the ambience. So I could hear the clink and clacks of the towns and ships a lot better than I hear the music. And that's the thing, right? That's how I know that it's not just my headphones being old and cheap, because I could hear the ambience at a very good level. And when the game begins, the music from the main menu, from the loading, is pretty loud. The music both fades into quietness over time, on top of just disappearing after a while. The frequency gets closer to zero, and the volume gets closer to zero. And it's not just the game itself being a super quiet thing, because you could hear the clicks, you could hear the ambient sounds. There's something going on with the music that Paradox has to look at. Oh, you hear that? There's a little sting to the music. We got to hear it for a second. Let me see something. Hold on. Let me save the game on the off chance that I'm not doing this for a cheaty save. I'm doing this because when I've alt-tabbed out and alt-tabbed back in before, the game crashed, and I don't want to lose progress. Maybe what I could do is just go to YouTube and search up EU5 soundtrack. One hour and 48 minutes of EU5 original soundtrack, 45 minutes EU5 musical world tour, Pain of Salvation, review. Is there no playlist? There we go, 26 video playlist. I don't just want one song or one video doing the songs linearly. So let me go ahead and turn... I'm going to turn music volume to 0, because the in-game music is very soft. It's actually playing today, so that's nice. But... it's louder on YouTube, so I'm just gonna do the ridiculous thing of turning the in-game music off. Shuffled and loop. actually playing the music on a playlist on YouTube because it's a billion times louder than the in-game music. Paradox. Paradox, it's something to look at, Paradox. Lack of food. They have a fort over here, a fort over there. Don't they have a third fort? Tactical... shows what? Locations that have more defensive bonuses. Fortification. No, they've only got two, they've got 2 forts at this timeline. I think on the first save, like we did on the release day, where we took over half of Sicily, but didn't have good development internally. Took over Messina, sent the main army to siege over here in Palermo, while a smaller army took over this city, came back on over, took Termini. Maximum morale now. $10,000 army from where? Can recruit regiments. You better not have 10,000. It shows me at 9,000 with an extra 148 it could raise. Attrition. Okay, let's split these guys up. We'll split them in half. And then 6 army. Who are we gonna do? We got move speed, morale recovery speed, reinforcement speed. Who's decent for no hungry? That'd be diplomatic for unit food consumption. Capitano Gozzadini. We go more inland. Using our available fleets. Can we? Put them onto boat? Nobody's moving. I don't think that 7 boats could transport them all. But we can't move until this fort is taken. Oh. I broke the siege by grabbing the wrong army. Well done, me. So we can move 2,000 folks. We just need their armies to not jump me. Still starving here? Monthly consumption down. Merge the stacks. Where's the merge button? They haven't moved over yet is why. The Hungarian King of Naples? Black news. The Prince Consort Anjou Andras is conspired with his close kin, King Anjou Cowardly, and together they have bribed Pope Clemens, asking him to crown Consort Andras King of Naples. Blinded by the coin, Pope Clemens has accepted and has already announced the date of the coronation. Enraged Neapolitan nobility who refuse to be ruled by a foreigner. Our spies have discovered that a faction of those angry members of nobility are forming a conspiracy and gathering resources to assassinate Consort Anjou before the coronation happens. He's forced us. Let the nobility move forward. This is out of my hands. This is the nobility doing their thing. Andres, darling cousin, husband Andres. The historical option is that Andres was murdered after bribing the Pope. Oh no! I can't believe my nobles would do this to me! We have an unmarried queen now. We could marry into the Kingdom of Albania. Our second cousin. A coward with poor stats. Sorting by great power score. It really is Albania and then everybody else. Well, you know, he was watching over the kingdom when, he was watching over the kingdom when I was still a babe. So, he's got familiarity with Naples. Select King Carlo Angio. This will give us 2.8 prestige. We're now legally married. Hopefully benefit both our nations. A marriage union with Albania, Naples, Mondovi, Prato, and Provence. Battle Gulf of Catania. 30 boats. They said there are 31 boats against us. 30 boats against my 7. I was worried because even though it was like 30 fishing boats, transports, 30 transports. You know, sometimes numbers could overwhelm. Like in Crusader Kings 3, it's all about getting Space Marines, right? Space Marines from your knights. Space Marines for men-at-arms. But as anyone who's been on the receiving end of a crusade knows at the wrong time, if all of Europe sends you 5 billion peasants, your Space Marines could still get washed away. We have the cannons, they have the numbers, I was still kind of worried about it, but naval experience gained, war exhaustion gained from winning. Oh no, that's them, they lost, they got war exhaustion, we got a minimum amount of prestige. 111 Navy experience from Butcher and a bunch of fishermen. Luigi Angio, heir to Albania, is now an accomplished sailor. You know what? Let's head down to Saragossa. We still can't march out because of this fort offering protection. We gotta go by sea first. Oh, we're at 8! We stole a boat from them! We straight up ganked a boat! We've lost attrition, that's the important thing. I wanted my armies fed. Sea attrition. Oh, I missed a battle going on there. Could we reinforce? It's kinda not going my way. Look, I was jumped, alright? That was a save to look at YouTube. But since we see what's gonna happen now, we might as well just wait. Now the mountains do give, what is it? Give fog of war, so we're hidden. But that doesn't count if it's their country, right? If it's their country, they still get full visibility at all times for invading armies, I'm pretty sure. Until I take over the province. They'll starve for a little bit, but that's alright. That's an incentive to take over faster. And not get too many fucking status coal vents! What did I say about status coal vents? You've got to be kidding. 3 status coal events in a row? You know, now I'm owed the reload. I split my army up, and I get good advancement. I keep us all in the same place, and suddenly... Okay, we'll split up for a little, and then go back over. Because it's not until later that their armies start coming back around. See, back when I was playing Elder Kings 2, at least we had the excuse of capturing an Elder Scroll from the Espest. So we were consulting the scrolls every time we reloaded. Split in half. Second army will put you... with Gozzardini. Gozzardini's army would go over here. See, you see, I split them up and we get disease outbreak. Occupation successful, forces of boats out. Over here we got some more supply, monthly consumption. And then we'll head back over. To reinforce a little, instead of heading down over here. They're down to only 3,000 with all the attrition going on. Mountains are cruel. Let's do... to nearby armies and supply depots. Gather fruit from nearby ports, provide to nearby armies. Now where's those nobles ready to kill off my husband? What I would prefer is if the setting was to slow down speed whenever my armies engage in battle, not whenever a highlighted army engages in battle. If the army's highlighted, chances are I'm looking right at it. I would like notice one of my guys engages in combat that slipped my attention. But what do I know? I play the games, I don't make them, so clearly I don't know what I want. That is 49%, they're being stubborn here. $155 levies I could raise. Bye, hubby. Technically, I didn't do anything. The nobles were the ones who wanted to do the executing. They were the ones insulted. Burghers of Gaeta, an increasingly important trade town, have approached the Queen today, asking to be granted greater powers in order to make the region thrive without the hindrance of many of our normal taxes. Should we provide them the means to grow, they assure us the economy of the area would quickly improve, resulting in more wealth for the state. 5% estate satisfaction from the burghers. We're at 65 already. Gaeta gains local burger privileges for 20 whole years. Local burger power doubled. Reject their petition. Let's let them. Gaeta is a bit further afield, right? Oh, it's just right over there. Well, goes to show that I know my Neapolitan geography so well. Yeah, sure, why not? The siege is truly endless. Well, as long as we're sitting here, what else can we do for the improvement of our country? We still got 0.15 inflation. Nobles don't like us at all right now. Everyone's got the minus. Burghers are at 70 equilibrium, so they're fine. Clergy at 72, they're fine. 68, that's why. They're so high up they could only go down. So I'm not too worried for them. Control's looking better. In this area at least, we got to get everything else balanced up. Let's just go down the east coast. Increase control. Abruzzo's still working on. Let's go to Molise next. $34 for Martine. D Gratia Rex. What do you want with your D Gratia Rex? In their hearts, all faithful know that God ultimately selected our ruler. You see that, Pope? The will of my grandfather said that little Giovanna is going to inherit Naples. And so little Giovanna became the Queen of Naples. And then when my cousin husband goes around saying, Pope, this isn't fair, I want to be king. You say, yeah, sure, you could be king. We'll crown you in a month or so. Die gratia rex, Papa. God chose us. We rule by his grace and his word. What does it do? Estate satisfaction equilibrium 5%. Why would I vote no? I get 2 votes, France gets 6. Yeah. Give me everybody loving me more because they believe that I rule by the grace of God. And not merely because my husband got murdered. This is some siege, huh? To think my Agathocles once ruled the world. And now here we are just squatting. Are they going to try to pull their allies from Athens to reinforce? War score is ticking down now. Occupations and blockade -6. Achaia getting their ass handed to them is costing me more war score. But they've only got 2 forts in all the island, so we're going to end up occupying the entirety of Sicily and thus being able to take everything we want anyway. We got more money than we know what to do with. Should I build more road? We got wharfs being built. We're building a road here too. No, not a one to build that. Got road to Fogge. We're building one to Bari, so Bari we now have better proximity to. But proximity still dies. So I guess I should put a linkage here then. Maybe that'll put more orange into the scabby red. See, I don't know if that's actually the right play to make. They need more livestock. We do have livestock. I could try putting more things to that. More livestock. Do we still need wheat? We're somehow still in need of wheat. Gold, coal, books, beeswax. I got beeswax. Let's put more investment there. I got plenty of peasants, so I think I should go ahead and put more beeswax then. Glass Guild in Naples and Aquile still unprofitable. So let's do a bit more alum, a bit more lead. There's sand right across the border. More livestock, costs 50, more wheat. I think I'll hold off on this one. That's over in Cassano, Leono. They still lack people in Cassano Alionio for the current RGOs we do have. So if I want more production there, I simply have to wait for them to come back into existence. Just waiting on the population growth. Get him! Get him! Two casualties from them? Do we get any other? No, we didn't get any extra boats. We just chase them down. Inefficient minting is fine. Minus 14 for the siege. It takes a while to get a foothold in, but once you do, it goes a little bit faster. How's inflation right now? 0.05. It's disappearing pretty quick, like. There, we'll shrink it by 1. 0.01. In 5 months, it'll go away. Buying food. We got some people deficient in their food needs. Let's see how my trades are looking. I probably have a few trades going sour again. Only a few. Sturdy grains, rice, and fine textiles. Let's turn these off. Replace with that. I can replace it with the 1. Where's his armies? He's hiding out. He sees where my guys are and he's afraid. We've enacted seniority. Philippe has come of age. Ruler's second cousin, courtier and king of Naples, regular party, and then back to work. Okay, he's a rowdy kid. 60, 50, 40, and... Cabinet advisor isn't cabinet. What do you do, cabinet advisor? I think that just means assigning him to the cabinet slot. And Crown Princess Maria Anjou. 40, 60, 40. Anybody you want to marry. The Crown of Aragon. Little Ferran de Barcelona. Are you heir to anything? It doesn't look like he's set to inherit anything. Yet. Let's bring our guys closer together. I'm still bare 0 on sailors. Gotta wait for these warps to finish. The temporary insanity of Queen Giovanna Anjou has been acting very strange the last couple of months. Her Majesty is suffering from a temporary crisis of insanity. A king is not the little fish in guidance. Reduced for administrative duties? So crown power goes down? No. Let's reduce for military duties. We get -7 stability either way. Come on. Military insanity for 1 year. We get -10 administrative and diplomatic anyway, and -30 military. Damn. It's only 1 year. She's grieving the loss of her husband. She just became an adult. And then not only does her husband conspire behind her back, but that the nobles conspire to get him killed. Okay, how's the control to Molise looking? Still got some 15s around, so... we could raise 162 extra guys. Oh boy. Get him! Get him! Oh, we destroyed 2 of their boats, but we didn't steal it for ourselves. Okay. While I wait for all this, though, let's decide what else we're going to do. I do want to go against Genoa. We'll need a whole lot more boats for that, though. If we're gonna get boats, if we're gonna get these islands, we'll have to have boats to go across. So maybe let's go ahead. Let's see what they got on their side first. They got enemies, they got rivals. They have an alliance with fucking Upper Bavaria with the Holy Roman Emperor himself. How about Venice? Do I go against Venice? Venice has giving food access, Casus Belli on, an alliance with Salzburg, all of Salzburg, all of Ascoli. Ascoli's right over there. I should go against Ascoli instead and just pop on over. It's just one land. I take one land, the war's done, even if Venice is the senior war partner. But Ascoli's got nothing. There's Pisa. An alliance with Bologna. Just right over. So we do a little 2 against 1. A royal marriage. And rivals. And they're part of the Ghibellines. Siena is a Guelph. We don't want to take them over. Speaking of which, okay, we could request day, we can't sanction or support. %, come on! 1/3 chance to finish it every single siege, every single rotation. The other son of the old king. King Robert the Wise Anjou did not have any male descendants of his lineage, but he did have a son. A bastard son that was ineligible for the inheritance of Naples. He was raised as a royal bastard and trained in diplomacy and statescraft, rising to be one of the most prominent members of the Neapolitan court. Benefit from his skills is the historical option. 60, 80, 40 is pretty nice, but who does he represent? He's currently not here. Would he represent my crown interests? Gain 5 legitimacy if we don't follow the steps of the old king. My legitimacy's fine. We'll benefit from him. Oh, but he's a noble! Well, I guess he wouldn't represent the crown if he's not our family, but maybe he would have helped out enough at home to count for crown interest. Still 0 sailors a month. +3 to -4. Siege of Messina finally successful. Oh, took so long. What we'll do is first we'll squat here, take Saragossa over. In a few days it automatically flips. Then we'll head to Palermo. The only trouble is that it's been so long since our army is engaged that I know for a fact that he's had time to regroup his strength. Kick that army, that navy's ass again. Where were they hiding? Were they up in... They're only 4,650. I was afraid it was gonna be like the full 9,900 possible. But I guess you would have to buy those as regular regiments and not just as levies. They're gonna have the defensive advantage. But it's so many of us versus so few of them. Sonato possible. Okay, there's some laws we might try to get with the Sonato. Let's see. Books and cloth are at minus. We got better cloth. Let's get rid of that. And replace it with this. The exact same one. Okay, Sinatra. Of course we have to hold it in Napoli. What should we do? Increase ties to subject nobody cares about. Promote castle works. Gain fortification works for 10 years. Fortification maintenance is cheaper. The important thing for me is that it's at a plus 37%. Support the state. Gain administrative, diplomatic, and military ability. 333 only, though. I think we'll go ahead, we'll cater to the interests of the nobility. And because that gives us some starting parliament support. If we grant privileges, what do they get? Primacy of nobility. They'll get double the power, it looks like. We get more discipline and more progress towards quality. Nobility of our country has proven to be our key allies. As they support most of our enterprise or the backbone of our armies, they consider themselves our equals and have been so crucial to the government that we must consult them before making an important decision. I don't know. I don't know about that. But the cool thing is that these drops are only -2, -1. Before it was like you give one person a penny and everyone else gets -5,000. Like there, nobility -7. Strengthen the faith. Tolerance down. Communalism up. Naval movement. Minus army tradition. Select a law that our Senata will agree to change. Laws are very expensive to change. And so, let me see what I want to do. Distribution of power is currently traditional. -10% crown power. Estates a bit happier. Legitimacy a bit better. Decentralization up. I want to favor towards the ruler. Plus 20% crown power. Maximum tax up. Estates a little bit more unhappy, but with maximum tax, we could handle that. We could just swap around how much they owe us. If I double the nobility power, that's gonna be scary. I'll really have to keep them happy. We could change the distribution of power, that even though they'll have stronger strength in the country, the rules of the land will still favor the ruler. Martial society, there's the teachings. Uneducated masses, no. Food production up. Decentralization. Pop joint threshold down. Max control down for local courts. Cabinets more efficient. Centralization. Aristocracy for central council. Tata's council. Legislative efficiency and decentralization up. Military. We can't do state piracy. Letters of marque. Burger estate satisfaction. Trade drains up. Sailors 10% for mandatory impressment. I'm fine with the Navy as is, but I like the idea of, let's see, if I go for noble levies instead, noble levy size increases, levy combat efficiency increases, and progress from quantity to quality. I like that. Peasant levies give me levy size of 2.5, but they suck. We'll have more soldiers who suck at their job. 93 stability to change a law on my own. I think I want to switch to either noble levies or favor the ruler for more power for me. We've played a lot of the game with the nobles more powerful than I am. So if I end up with nobles dominating on estate power for a while, as long as they're happy, it's okay. But if I get more powerful levies, because we're swapping from peasant levies to noble levies, one, I'm making my nobles earn their keep. Let's ask for a law change. We could also fabricate a casus belli. That's quicker than waiting to build my spies and then building casus belli, and then situations change while those years go on. Okay, change peasant levies to noble levies. Lose 50% support to the Senato. But we have their approval. We've enacted noble levies. And now the Senato is at 6.52% support. The issue will fail. So it's not a 6.52% chance of passing it. It's a 6.52% of the Senato support it, which means it will fail. So grant privileges, primacy of nobility, will increase discipline. Damage a regiment does in combat or the damage taken. Higher discipline is more damage done and less damage taken. If there's one thing Imperator Rome taught me, where the music... Oh, YouTube's doing the hey, hey, are you still listening? More quality, more discipline. I like it. I'll simply have to tangle with nobles who are more empowered. Okay. I'm making the nobles. I'm making the nobles put their lives at risk more in my army. It's a fair trade-off that we're putting their discipline to their greater ascendance in politics. 49%. It'll fail. Bellicose movement. 2 antagonism towards us. How about strengthen faith to the clergy? The nobility are already happy. The burghers are happy. You know, we are supporting the Fraticelli, right? We're pretty tolerant. But the Pope and I have been pretty rocky lately. So let's go ahead, strengthen the faith while we're at it, grant privileges. We'll be a more Catholic Naples. Contain banking. Lose progress towards banking. Nah. I think I'm okay with this. And now we got 55%, 69, 63, 54. And power, I'll probably have to untick. Let me finish this battle first. I know from Crusader Kings 2 that if you save in the middle of battle, some fucky things could happen if you're not careful when you reload. They're probably going to go straight to Palemu. We'll take over this town, then take over their final fort. Where's their boat? Their boat's over here, that's the port. This is also going to automatically flip to our control because we have the, well, not exactly fort. We have the primary city of Saragossa here. So that fleet is going to get kicked out. Let me save quickly just to placate any crashes from all tabbing in and out. Video pause. Continue watching. Alright. Where'd their boat go? I don't see their boat. They're still on the move. You know what? They're not gonna get enough morale in time. We'll just sit here, take over the city, and then kick their asses, finish them off. We're set at 0-0 for sailors, but hey, +4 to -4. we just need to get back up into the positives here. Exotic diplomatic gifts, advanced researched. Improved relations +10%. A son is born to Queen Giovanna Anjou and Crown Prince Luigi Anjou. Look at my cute little baby! My little swaddling little Neapolitan baby. He sucks! 0-0-0! What should we name him? Luigi after his dad? A different random first name? Oh. No, that's not named after you. No, that's named after... We get married. He knocks me up. And then he has the audacity to want to be king and force the Pope to crown him. The bastard got me pregnant before dying. What's Dad's name? Dad's name was Carlo Anjou. And then Grandpa was Robert. Should we name our little baby Carlo after our dad we hardly got to know? Name him Robert? Name him Luigi? Oh. Our husband's Carlo III. It'd be a bit awkward if our baby has the same name as Dad and as Daddy. Hey, Daddy. Not you. Hey, baby. Not you. Luigi's a fine, strong name. Alright, let's go finish them off, merge these armies. Where's he hiding? Let's see him. Well, he's got no choice but to wait then. Will we finish the rest of them off? Oh, there he goes! Okay, let's split. Consolidate regiments. Detach levies? All levies? No. Let's split in half. The 3,000 stack will stay behind. 5,000 stack will go for the kill. Cruel, a state satisfaction equilibrium, can execute characters. Army movement speed. Luigi! Luigi, go get him, Luigi! Can I just move? Okay, I guess we'll go this way. We'll kill his armies. Maybe catch him in Messina. He doesn't know he's not gonna run Messina.